So I want to begin with the news overnight that Donald Trump has been reinstated by Elon Musk on Twitter. Watching the January 6th committee hearings, Trump's tweets were a big part of the story to be told. What do you think of him being back on Twitter?
I think it's a terrible mistake, and you're absolutely right. As we showed in the January 6th hearings, the president used that platform to incite that attack on the Capitol.
So it's pretty wild to me how much liberals hate free speech. And maybe not liberals, like these leftist online social media people, and even people within like the government who seem to want to appeal to these people. It's wild to me how much they despise the concept of free speech, how much they despise the concept of platforming, as they call it, where it's not even about what's dangerous and like people inciting violence. Because really, when you break it down at the end of the day, if you keep them talking long enough, if you question them, if you make them explain themselves, they really just don't want to hear anything remotely right of center when it comes to political and social opinion. And nothing ever was more clear than when the former president and current running for president person, Donald Trump, was removed from Twitter. I'm going to put up the tweets that got him suspended, allegedly. They're very dangerous, very controversial. Definitely banning material, clearly. But then Elon Musk bought Twitter, and everyone was like, oh, it's a threat to our democracy. And now that Donald Trump is going to run for president again, he's going to be back on Twitter after Elon Musk did a poll where he let people vote and then went with the majority. And apparently that was a threat. That's a threat to democracy. Actual democracy that Elon Musk used on Twitter is a threat to democracy because now they didn't get their way. Donald Trump's, he's okay. He's back. And he might not even come back on anyway. His account is there, but he's saying he's not even going to use it. But the account is there for people to follow. It's already got more followers than Joe Biden, which is hilarious in so many ways. But it's the meltdowns that people are having. Like I said, the threats to democracy people who are just losing their freaking minds. Now, I'm not completely a fan anymore of Elon Musk's Twitter rules, and I won't really necessarily get into that in this video. Just know that there's certain people who are part of the wars of information that are not going to be allowed back on Twitter because of Elon Musk having very specific standards, I guess, for what he's going to allow. And he was asked about it and he explained it. And it's very contradictory considering the other people that are there on the platform who, based on his standards, do literally the exact same thing that upsets Elon Musk to the point where he's not going to allow the person back on. And it also kind of throws back into the face of Elon Musk that this isn't about the concept of free speech. This is about who Elon Musk arbitrarily feels is worthy of using the platform, because that's what that is. It's like his personal experience is affecting his judgment on how he's assessing people and their usage on the platform and their availability to use the platform, which is not how this is supposed to work at all, which is the exact opposite of how he said it was going to work and how he, to this day, argues how it does work even at all. He says it's not about how he personally feels, when clearly, at least in this instance, it is. So why would that not apply across the board to everybody else? And how is that any different than what Twitter used to be? But he is letting Trump back on. So I guess that's something, even though I'm kind of over the guy at this point. I think he's not the best long term. Adam Schiff, known for his stability, was on ABC This Week. Is it called ABC This Week? And he had you saw a little bit there at the top of the video, but this is the full Adam Schiff take.
So I want to begin with the news overnight that Donald Trump has been reinstated by Elon Musk on Twitter. Watching the January 6th committee hearings, Trump's tweets were a big part of the story to be told. What do you think of him being back on Twitter?
I think it's a terrible mistake, and you're absolutely right. As we showed in the January 6th hearings, the president used that platform to incite that attack on the Capitol. His comments about the vice president, his own vice president, put Mike Pence's life in danger. He showed no remorse about that. He continues to lie about his actions on that day. He talks about pardoning the people who attacked police officers and attacked the Capitol that day. And it contradicts what Elon Musk said, that he was going to establish a council to evaluate this, and further contradicts Musk and his claimed concern about bots on his own platform, to subject the decision to a poll on a platform that could be easily abused that way. It just underscores the erratic leadership of Twitter now under Musk, but also the security concerns with security people fleeing Twitter, and what that means for the protection of Americans' private data.
I think it's great that he talks about the lies that when here's the tweets again. These were the last two tweets. So I don't know. You tell me if that's an incitement of violence, if that's an encouragement of violence from somebody, because I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Tell me. You guys tell me. Am I reading this wrong? Is there a word in there that I'm missing? Is that a dog whistle? Am I just not the dog who can hear the whistle? Is that just not me? But it's like, and then he talks about the contradictions. No, the contradiction is actually the war of information people not being allowed back on because it's supposed to be about free speech. And of course, Adam Schiff pretends like he cares about like the rule of law, and he's again you gotta drive home that January 6th stuff, as we showed in the January 6th committee, which by the way showed nothing because last time I checked, Trump's not arrested, Trump's not going to jail, Trump's not being charged, and Trump is going to run for president and be a real threat to actually win the whole thing as long as everything is on the up and up. Because as you saw in the midterms, it was the Republicans, of all the votes that were cast, they had 5 million more votes, I think it was, or something like that, according to, as opposed to the Democrats. So there's your popular vote win, by the way. Guys, you guys always want to talk about popular vote like it matters at all. Well, now here's another popular vote that doesn't matter. The Republicans got you at the midterms with that. Overall, this is going to be now the topic of Twitter. You know, hashtag Twitter's dying. There's all this like gaslighting that's going on. People pretending like Twitter's like somehow going down the shitter when it just isn't. And now they're going to use the Trump situation to gaslight about, you know, hatred increases or whatever it is that they need to make up to make their point work to it's the word I'm looking for. To defame. To defame what's going on with Twitter in general, and because Twitter's becoming a much more opinion based in turn. It's more wide. The opinions are wider. Wide. There's more variety of opinions. More variety of opinions now on Twitter that I've noticed personally, and I've actually gotten a couple more followers. I only had I don't get followers on Twitter. I don't really tweet like that. You know, it's not really my thing. I'm mostly there just to respond to people and talk shit to Elon Musk when he's clearly being a hypocrite. But let me know what you guys think about, you know, the liberals and the Democrats' point of view on this reinstatement. Kanye West got reinstated as well, so it's interesting to see who's allowed to use it and who isn't. It all seems very arbitrary to me at this point when it wasn't supposed to be, which pains me to say it because I did a lot of defending of that Elon fella. But let me, guys, leave a comment in the comment section what you guys think. Make sure to like this video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I'll be hitting you guys up with more content all week long. 4, 5, maybe 6 days a week. Maybe 7. Maybe I'll go for the full 7. But don't miss it. And the only way you don't miss it is by subscribing. Right there. And you can watch other videos here. 2 of the more popular videos I put out recently. There you go. How about that? Have fun. And come back. And I'll talk to you later. If you talk to me. Whatever. Bye.